You are watching Steelers Talk by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Jack Sperry, and I want you to let me know in the comments section right now, who's a surprising Steelers player that's going to get cut here in 2023. Of course, training camp is right around the corner. Which Steelers player that is supposed to make the roster isn't going to make it here in 2023? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section. Here is the question: who is a surprising Steelers player that will get cut this season after training camp? Let me know down there in the comments. And today I'm going to be giving you guys my official 53-man roster projection for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Super excited to share that with y'all today. And without further ado, let's get into this roster projection, starting with the quarterbacks. And we start off with Kenny Pickett, who's going to be the QB1. Really an important sophomore season for KP8. And then you got Mitchell Trubisky making the roster as well as your backup. And then your emergency quarterback, which isn't a part of the official 53-man roster this year, according to NFL rules, will be Mason Rudolph and not Tanner Morgan. I like Rudolph's arm talent just a little bit more. I like the experience in the offense. I'm going to go with Rudolph to win that emergency quarterback spot this year. Then you get to the running back position. I like Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren to be that dynamic duo in the Steelers backfield this year. I like Anthony McFarland to win that running back 3 spot over Alfonzo Graham. And then I have Jordan Byrd in there, an undrafted free agent that's been lighting it up in special teams drills this year. And he's expected to potentially make the roster as a special teams specialist on kick and punt return. I think that he's going to be a very electric player for the Steelers this year, especially in those situations, and I cannot wait to see what he does on special teams for the black and gold here in 2023. And speaking of UDFAs, let's talk about Alfonzo Graham, who has been one of the standouts in OTAs and minicamp to this point. Heading into training camp, he's got a real shot to win that running back 3 spot over Anthony McFarland. I don't think he's going to get it done, though. I think McFarland is the veteran presence in there. I think Graham ends up making the practice squad to potentially make this roster in the future. But let me know who you think makes the final roster here. Will it be Anthony McFarland or will it be Alfonzo Graham? Type AM for Anthony McFarland. Or if you want to go with Graham here, the undrafted rookie, go ahead and give me an AG down there in the comments section. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. Take advantage of that time by giving me an AM or an AG down there in the comments section. All right, now moving on through the offense here. Now with the tight ends. Now we got a little bit of a mistake here. We got Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, Zach Gentry. I'm also going to have Connor Hayward on there. We didn't put that on the graphic there. That's my bad. But I do have Connor Hayward making this final roster as kind of a gadget player, a little bit of fullback, a little bit of tight end when you need him. But I really like Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, and Zach Gentry as kind of your 3 core tight ends. Maybe on those nickel formations, you bring in Connor Hayward, who's more of a receiving tight end. I think there's a lot of options here, and I think this is really the room in the Steelers roster that has the least drama going into the 2023 season. Then you go to the pass catchers here, the wide receivers. Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Allen Robinson, and Calvin Austin III will be the 3 guys mostly in the lineup. Allen Robinson's going to be a bigger slot receiver on early downs. Calvin Austin III will be more of a dynamic piece to use in obvious passing situations. I like Miles Boykin in there as well because he's a special teams ace. And then Hakeem Butler, it's a big body receiver that can run. He's been really impressive in Steelers camp so far. I think he ends up making the final roster as well. And I'm super excited to see what Hakeem Butler can do with the black and gold this year as a backup wide receiver. Then you get to the big boys up front with the offensive line. I do think Broderick Jones wins the left tackle spot out of training camp over Dan Moore Jr., who I think is going to be more of a swing tackle. I got Isaac Seumalo, Mason Cole, James Daniels rounding out the interior, and then Chukwuma Okorafor at right tackle. Then your backups, Kevin Dotson, Spencer Anderson, the 7th-round rookie, who can play really anywhere on the offensive line, and then Nate Herbig, who has a little bit of flexibility at the center position as well. Now, coming up here, I'm going to be breaking down my roster projection for the Steelers defense, but before I do that, check out this awesome Steelers t-shirt combo from our friends at Fanatics. Use our link at chatsports.com/Steelers combo to let them know that we sent you. I really like the designs on these shirt guys. The short sleeve black shirt with the Steelers helmet on there, and then the long sleeve white shirt, perfect for summer, perfect if you're going to Steelers training camp practice there at St. Vincent. That'd be absolutely fantastic as well. So go to chantsports.com/Steelers combo to get your hands on some more black and gold on your game day closet today. Then you get into the defensive line here, and I love Cam Hayward there as your 3 technique, Captain Cam. Larry Ogunjobi signed to a new 3-year deal as your 5 technique, and then the rookie, Keanu Benton, I do expect to win the starting nose tackle spot. Braden Fajoku will back him up. I like DeMarvin Leal and the versatility that he brings. Armon Watts is another really interesting player. We have 2 Armon Watts on there. That is my bad. But I really do like this defensive line. In total, I think this is going to be a really fun unit, and I cannot wait to see what this pass rush looks like in 2023. Then we get to the outside linebacker group where you got, I think, one of the best units in the National Football League with TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith leading the way with Marcus Golden and Nick Herbig as your 2 rotational guys. Really think that Golden, somebody that's been a productive guy in this league before, and then Herbig, a really up-and-coming player, that is as good of a rotation as you're going to have. And then Alex Highsmith, newly signed to that big extension, and TJ Watt. I think it's going to be one of the best pass rushing duos in the National Football League for the next decade. And I am super, super excited to see what these guys can do because I think that they're going to absolutely wreak havoc on opposing quarterbacks. I don't think anyone is going to want to play the Pittsburgh Steelers with this unit rushing the passer. So now training camp is almost here, guys, and if you made it to this point in the video, that means we must be doing at least a decent job at entertaining you. So if you want Steelers news and rumors coverage throughout the entirety of training camp, throughout the 2023 season, and 24/7, 365 here at the channel, that's what we got you covered here on Steelers Talk. So make sure you click that subscribe button, turn on your notifications as well so you never miss any of our free videos here on YouTube. And we also have a new promotion going on where if we get to 29,000 subscribers, we're going to be raffling off a Joey Porter Jr. jersey on our Week 1 watch party when the Steelers play the 49ers. So if you got family, if you got friends that you think might like the show, recommend us to them and help us get that number. Right now, we're just above 2,200 subscribers away with just about 55 days left to go in our promotion. So the clock is ticking. We got to get things going here if we're going to meet that goal by Week 1. Really do appreciate all the support, guys. Make sure you click that subscribe button right now. Then you get to the inside linebacker room where you got Cole Holcomb, Landon Roberts, Mark Robinson, and I have Tanner Muse making the roster over Nick Kwiatkoski. Now, I think both of those guys could make the roster, but I think Tanner provides a little bit more in the special teams department, which is why he makes this team. And plain and simply, I don't think this linebacker unit is going to make or break the Steelers defense. I think you got a great pass rush, a really good secondary as well. You don't have to, pretty much all the inside linebackers have to do here is not screw things up. And I think that's what they do here in 2023. I like this group a lot. Now, who is your inside linebacker for on this roster? Will it be Tanner Muse or will it be Nick Kwiatkoski, the newly signed linebacker? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments. But give me a TM if you think it's going to be Tanner, or if you think it's going to be Nick, give me an NK down there in the comments. Then we get to the secondary here, and I've kind of got an unorthodox depth chart here for a corner, but I'm going to explain this here. I think Patrick Peterson is going to be playing a lot of nickel this year, so when they're in their base sets, just 2 corners on the field, I think at least to start, it's going to be Patrick Peterson and Levi Wallace. But when they go to their nickel sets, I think Patrick Peterson moves to the nickel spot to kind of be more of a roamer in the defense. Joey Porter Jr. would then come in and get a lot of snaps in his rookie season. And then when they go to their big dime packages, like Mike Tomlin likes to do on third down, I think that true slot cornerback is going to be Chandon Sullivan. But Elijah Riley, who I have making this final roster, has been really impressing in the slot during OTAs and minicamp. Certainly a good shot that he makes this roster as a backup option to Chandon as a dime backer. And then when you go to the safeties here, I really like Minkah Fitzpatrick. Of course, he is the guy that's going to be on the field on every single play. He is your safety number 1, your true free safety. But then when you go to the second safety, I think it's going to be more of a rotation. You got DeMonte KZ, kind of a slider, probably going to be playing more in the 2 high safety shells. And then you got Keanu Neal, who's going to be playing more of a Terrell Edmonds role, where he's going to be playing a hybrid linebacker role / safety role. It's going to be very interesting to see how Mike Tomlin and Terrell Austin use these guys. I also have Miles Killebrew, another safety, make the roster as a special teams ace. He was a captain last year. I think he ends up making the final roster once again here in 2023. So let me know who you think ends up playing more as that second safety this year. Will it be more Keanu Neal? Type KN if you think him, or if you think it's going to be DeMonte KZ getting more action for the black and gold this year on defense, give me a DK down there in the comments. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, the special teams here, where I've got Chris Boswell beating out BT Potter for that starting kicker spot. Braden Mann, the new punter that they brought in, I think is going to replace Presley Harvin III in that battle in camp. And then even though the Steelers brought in some competition at long snapper, I do think Christian Kuntz ends up winning that battle during Steelers training camp. And I'm really excited to see what these guys can do as a special teams unit here in 2023. And then another special teams player I want to highlight once again is Jordan Byrd, the undrafted free agent that I think is going to be that punt and kickoff return man specialist. Apparently, he's been doing really, really well in camp, and I'm really excited to see what this rookie out of San Diego State can do on special teams in this phase of the game. Now, some practice squad priorities here that don't make the final roster, but I want to keep here in Pittsburgh. David Perales, undrafted free agent, really productive edge rusher out of Fresno State. Really like his upside. Kendrick Green, somebody that you can bring in and relatively trust as a backup if somebody gets hurt. Madre Harper, we interviewed him earlier this week here on the show. Really a great guy. Hope he sticks around in Pittsburgh. And we got Nick Kwiatkoski, an inside linebacker. Really a trustworthy player in case Tanner Muse or Mark Robinson goes down as a backup. And then you got LaRaven Clark, offensive tackle, just in case one of those 3 tackles for you gets hurt. Alfonzo Graham, we talked about him earlier on today's show. And then also some other guys, Montrevious Adams, somebody that's been in this defense, somebody that has experience, might be worth keeping around as a practice squad player. Trey Norwood didn't have a great sophomore season after having some nice splashes his rookie year. I think he ends up making the practice squad this year. Toby and Duque, really talented outside linebacker. Quincy Roche, a bit more of a veteran piece to kind of keep him around just in case you need a special teams player or an additional pass rusher. And then Isaiah Loudermilk with 1 H there, not 2. That's my bad on the graphic there. I think he's going to be able oh, it is 2 H's. That's my bad. And he's going to be a practice squad priority here in 2023. So that's going to be it for today's show, guys. If you made it to the end, that means you are a real one, and I appreciate the heck out of you. So let me know who you are down in the comment section by typing real one in all caps. If you do so, I'm going to give you a shout out there in the comment section. Really do appreciate all the support, guys. I will see you guys later. And as always, here we go, Steelers.